My will has already been established for your situation. You are not waiting for a random answer or a sign that comes and goes. I, the Lord your God, have seen every thought you kept hidden, every tear you held back even from yourself. I have witnessed your silence during the long nights, when hope seemed far away and your strength slowly faded. Do not think for a second that I have been absent. I have been with you every step of the way, though your pain has clouded your ability to see me clearly. What you felt as abandonment was really my hand protecting you from things you couldn't yet understand. You must know this. The pain you carried in secret has been heard in heaven. That silent cry, the grief you felt while standing firm for others, has not been in vain or forgotten. It has been like sweet incense before me. I do not overlook your suffering, and what others have missed, I have seen. My presence has been closer than you realize, and even though you may not have heard me clearly, I have been speaking to you all this time, guiding your steps, even when it felt like you were walking in the dark. The peace you seek is not far away, but first, you must become aware of your surroundings and what is happening within you. You must be aware before you move, speak, or make decisions. The moment you are in is not by chance. There are decisions ahead of you that may seem urgent, but not all urgency comes from me. Many times, the enemy disguises haste as a necessity, when in fact, it is a trap designed to pull you away from my eternal plan. I did not call you to run aimlessly. I am a God of order, of purpose, of clear paths. Before you move forward, I want you to look, to discern, to pray, not to confuse your emotions with my voice. Your feelings are real, but not all of them come from the Spirit. I have seen that you've been restless lately. You felt something you can't quite explain, as though something is about to happen, as if you are under observation, and you are right. There is a spiritual battle taking place around you. It is not just your imagination. The weariness you feel, the inner struggle, and the anxiety without clear cause are all signs that the enemy is trying to confuse your mind, to cloud what I have already spoken over you. But today, I am here to remind you who I am. I am your Creator, your Protector, your eternal Counselor, and I will not let what I have started in you be lost because of a quick decision. That's why I ask you not to treat this message as just another word. It is not a fleeting emotion or human inspiration. It is I, speaking to you directly. I have chosen to intervene powerfully in your life, not just to comfort you but to change everything. I will make all things new. I will restore what you lost. What you thought was buried will rise again. And I will do it in such a way that all who doubted will see that my hand was always upon you. But to receive what I have prepared, you must awaken your discernment. You must be aware before you move forward. Do not ignore this call because it is not just another one. This is not a warning meant to harm you, but to help you. It is my mercy speaking to you. I do not want you to hurt yourself by not waiting, by not listening, or by trusting in your own strength instead of mine. Many mistake my silence for permission, but today I break that silence to tell you, stop for a moment. Observe. Listen. Everything you are feeling is not random. This is your chance to return to stillness, where I can speak to you more clearly. In stillness, I will reveal the next step, not in the noise, not in the crowd, not in the despair. Stay here with me. Stay in my presence, because if you move forward without my guidance, you may take steps you will later regret. I do not want you to stumble. I love you too much to let you go on without a warning. I know you are tired. I know you long for change, and I promise it's coming, but it must be in my time and under my direction. Do not rush ahead. Do not make decisions out of fear or frustration, because what I have for you is far greater than what you understand now. But if you act without me, you might close doors that were already ready to open. And hear me now. Do not ignore any more of these calls, because the time will come when this will be your last chance to change your path without pain. Not because I have stopped loving you, but because some consequences are unavoidable once they've been set in motion. However, as long as you listen to me, as long as you pay attention to my voice, and as long as you stop to discern, I will make everything work together for your good. Even what seemed like a loss will be redeemed, and what was broken will be healed. But you must be aware. Before you take any action, you must come to me. I will give you guidance. I will give you rest. Open your heart and listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not just a message, it is a spiritual proclamation. What I speak to you now carries eternal significance. Every word that comes from my mouth does not return empty. The word you are hearing has been released with a specific purpose to awaken you, strengthen you, and guide you. You are not living through ordinary days, even though it may feel that way. There is an unseen battle around your soul, a fight between the confusion that wants to bury your dreams and the truth I am revealing within you. But do not be afraid, for I am with you, and nothing can stop my hand. I am awakening you. It is not by chance that you've come this far. It is not by accident that you feel the way you do. This stirring in you is not just human weariness, it is a spiritual agitation. I want your inner perception to become clear. You've walked through a valley of uncertainty, where each step felt unsure and every decision seemed heavy. But today, I want you to know that what was once dark will begin to shine, for I am your light and your salvation. Where my light is, there is no place for confusion. Forces have tried to block what I have already prepared for you. Unseen powers have risen to make you doubt, to distract you with other things, and to make you feel forgotten. But listen carefully, my beloved. I have declared that they will not succeed. No force from the enemy can change what has already been spoken by me. Your victory is assured, not because of your strength, but because I am faithful and powerful enough to fulfill my promises. However, I ask something important from you. Stand firm. Don't pause to stare at the chaos. Don't fix your attention on the enemy's threats. Look to me, and you will be sustained. I am caring for you now. Don't forget that. Even if you cannot see my footprints, I am walking ahead of you. Even if you don't hear my voice clearly every day, it doesn't mean I am silent. Some of my messages don't come in words but in sacred silences, in peace amidst the chaos, and in comfort during your pain. These are not just sounds or fleeting emotions. They are declarations from the spiritual realm. What you are going through requires your full attention and your willingness to be open. You can't keep living in distraction as if time doesn't matter. Wake up now. Show that you are aware, that you will not miss my marvelous work as it draws near. What I am about to do is glorious, and you are a part of it. I know your spirit has felt worn out not just physically, but deeply drained in your soul. You've been battling thoughts you've never shared with anyone. You've smiled on the outside while feeling worn out on the inside. I saw it. I was there when you sat on the edge of your bed with trembling hands, struggling to believe once more. I saw how hope seemed to slip away. I watched you walk quietly through your house with your head down, with a wounded heart, hiding your sorrow from those you love. But none of that went unnoticed by me. I heard your silent plea. Even though no one else knew, I heard every word, even the ones you couldn't bring yourself to speak. Your broken thoughts, your unanswered questions, your whispered prayers through tears, I kept them all. To the world, they were invisible, but to me, they were precious and I held them close. I did not ignore your cry, and I did not discard your brokenness. Now, in my perfect will and timing, I have decreed that your fulfillment is coming. That is why I am here now, speaking to you clearly, personally, and with the tenderness you deserve. I do not come with judgment, but with understanding. I am not here to criticize you for your doubts, but to honor your perseverance. Despite the pain, you kept believing. Even though your hands trembled, your thoughts were unclear, and you felt drained, you still held on to me. And I saw that. It did not go unnoticed. To many, you may have seemed weak, but to me, you were brave. Now that my voice is speaking over you, I want you to understand that this is not just a momentary comfort, but a true manifestation of my will for your life. What you are feeling right now is not just an emotion. It is spiritual preparation. I am getting you ready for what is coming, but before you move forward, you need to be aware, awake, and firm. You must recognize that this message is for you, not for someone else. Do not ignore it, do not downplay it, and do not push it aside. I am speaking to you because I know what you are going through, and I also know what I have prepared for you. That's why I call you with loving urgency. Come back to my presence with all your heart. Silence the voices around you, and listen to mine. What I have started in you, I will finish. Do not be afraid, do not give up, and do not forget the most important thing. Before you move forward, you must recognize who is with you. And I, your God, the one who never fails, am here. From the beginning of time, I have watched the movements of the human heart. Nothing escapes my attention. There is no thought, emotion, or gesture that is not fully known by me. I know every part of your soul deeply. Every feeling that has touched your spirit hath been seen by my eternal eyes. Every struggle you faced in silence, every battle you fought behind a forced smile, every fault that no one else saw, all of it is remembered by me. There is no forgetting in me. And because I understand how much this path has cost you, I come today to make a change that will not be undone. What you carry inside you is not small. You are not walking in circles without purpose. Even though it may feel like you are treading the same ground over and over, there is a deeper purpose unfolding inside of you. The struggles you faced haven't been random or punishment. They have been part of a larger process, one that I am overseeing with perfect care. Every moment of brokenness, every sleepless night, and every time you thought you couldn't continue has been fertile ground where I've been planting something that you don't yet understand. It's not just about enduring, it's about being transformed from the inside out. Much of what seemed unfair or difficult to understand have been part of a pruning process, not to weaken you but to strengthen you. Just like a tree may look more fragile when its branches are pruned, so too has your life at times seemed empty. But it was not a loss, it was preparation. There were things that could not continue with you. There were habits, thoughts, relationships, influences, and even paths that seemed good, but they had to disappear to make room for what I've truly planned for you. The space you felt as loneliness was actually a sacred space where I am building something lasting. Do not rush to fill that space with the first thing you come across. Wait and observe. Let my work be completed in you. You have reached a point where your natural strength alone is no longer enough. The momentum of the past is no longer enough to carry you through what is about to emerge. What's coming cannot be built with the same tools or mindset you used before. That's why everything has started to feel different. The things that motivated you before no longer inspire you. Empty words no longer satisfy you. Your routine no longer makes sense. This is not a crisis. This is the beginning of a spiritual awakening. I am moving you from one stage to another. And transitions like this don't always come with immediate clarity. They often bring the uncomfortable feeling of not knowing, not controlling, and not understanding. Even so, you are advancing, and you are doing better than you realize. You don't need all the answers to keep moving forward. What you need is to remain sensitive. Don't let the distractions of the world drown out the quiet impression of my voice within you. There are directions you will only perceive if you become still inside. It's not about doing more, but about understanding better. In this season, discernment is more valuable than speed. Clarity is more important than rushing into action. Making decisions hastily would only push you backward, and you are not in a place to go backward now. You have come too far. Despite all the times you felt like giving up, you held on. That perseverance will be honored. I have already begun to remove the obstacles from your path, even if some of them seemed valuable or necessary. They were distracting you from your true focus. The recent losses, the changes you didn't ask for, the unexpected pauses, they are all part of the purification process. I have not allowed certain things to continue because what is coming is far too important. The old ways and the new glory cannot exist side by side. You cannot move forward while carrying burdens that were never meant for you. That is why some relationships have ended. That is why some doors stayed closed. It wasn't neglect, it was guidance. The deep exhaustion you've been feeling has a purpose. It's not just physical or emotional tiredness. It has been a long and ongoing battle in the spiritual realm. You've been resisting pressures that not everyone could handle. And even if you don't notice it, there has been constant intervention on your behalf. I have sent help, even when it was silent. I have put up walls of protection where you only saw emptiness. I have spoken to your surroundings, even when it seemed like no one was listening. My hand has been at work behind the scenes, aligning the timing, clearing the paths, and preparing hearts. Not everything is visible yet, but it will be. The time ahead requires a new approach. You can no longer lie from the past. You must release the broken pieces of past expectations you still carry. What didn't work out, what ended suddenly, what never came, none of it was by accident. It was protection. There were things that never reached you because they couldn't bear the weight of your destiny. Don't hold on to what was, and don't lose yourself grieving what never came. Everything has a purpose, and everything have been carefully filtered through my hands. And if something still remains, it's because it has a purpose. Your inner perception is being sharpened. What once confused you will start to make sense. The voices that once disturbed you will lose their power. What once seemed important will show its true worth. Peace will no longer be an occasional feeling. It will become a constant state within you, born from the awareness that I am acting, even when you're doing nothing. The spiritual maturity I am building in you doesn't rely on changing emotions, but on the deep certainty that my will is good, perfect, and sovereign. You don't need to understand everything right now. What you need is to stay aware, knowing that every move I allow has meaning that goes beyond the present moment. You are being called to live from the unseen, to trust in what you cannot yet see, to walk forward knowing I am already ahead of you. There is no shadow or valley that can hide you from me. There is no wall that can stop me from reaching you. Every part of your life belongs to me, and I am working in all areas, even in those you consider small or insignificant. Don't forget this. Everything happening right now has a deeper foundation than what appears on the surface. It's not just about what you can see, what you can explain or analyze with your mind. There is a deeper dimension at work that cannot be measured by human logic, a movement that flows from my throne, where eternal purposes are woven into every part of your present. The pieces are being put into place not according to your schedule, but in line with the perfect plan I set before you were even born. You are in a season now where decisions can no longer be made based on emotions or quick impulses. There is too much at stake. The ground you are walking on has been made holy by processes you didn't always understand, but those processes have prepared you for this moment. It was not wasted time. Everything that happened was necessary to build in you the strength to handle what I am about to give you. This moment requires precision, not human precision, but spiritual precision. That's why I am calling you to a higher level of awareness, a way of living where you don't just react, but you discern. Many people around you continue their lives as if nothing has changed, unaware of what is happening in the spiritual realm. But not everyone has the sensitivity I've placed in you. You have been set apart, and with it comes the responsibility to respond with greater awareness. You cannot ignore the signs. You have felt a growing tension inside, an unexplainable sense of urgency. This is not fear, but a spiritual awakening. It is the sound of my voice, aligning your heart with what is about to happen. Everything in the natural world has a counterpart in the invisible world. And it is there, in the unseen, that I am opening doors that have been shut for a long time. Some doors will not open through force or persistence, but through quiet obedience. The resistance you faced wasn't punishment or denial. It was divine protection. Some delays were necessary to keep you from consequences you weren't ready for. I am straightening what was crooked, not just on the outside, but inside of you as well. The next step requires more than just faith. It requires balance, wisdom, and a deep peace. Decisions have come your way that require clarity, but that clarity will not come by gathering more information. It will come by staying in inner stillness. Don't confuse activity with purpose. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right thing at the right time. Time is moving forward, maturing, and not everyone can see it, but you can. That's why you can't take this lightly. Your progress is not just for you. What you are about to experience will bring freedom to others. It will open paths for people who don't even realize they need guidance. Your steps will provide direction for those walking on uncertain ground who cannot see the way ahead. But first, you must stand firm in your own path. What you're going through now isn't confusion, it's transition. Every transition is uncomfortable because it requires leaving behind the old, without having full control of what's to come. You are being called to trust in a deeper way, not only in my promises but in my character. Even when you don't understand what I'm doing, you can trust who I am. I do not change. My faithfulness does not depend on your circumstances, on your emotions, or on what others think. My faithfulness comes from my eternal nature. Just as the sun doesn't stop shining because of the clouds, my presence doesn't leave when you walk through the shadows. Don't let weariness steal the meaning of this moment. Even if your emotions are unstable, there's something inside of you that continues to believe, that hasn't let go of the invisible thread connecting you to my truth. What remains in you is enough. You don't need all the answers or superhuman strength. What you need is to stay aligned with the understanding that I am at work and that my work in you will not stop halfway. What I started will be completed, even if it doesn't look like what you expected. The old structures are being taken away, not because they were bad, but because they can no longer support what's coming. I am making room for the new, not as an addition, but as a complete replacement. And while it may feel like loss at first, soon you will see it was hidden gain. What once seemed empty will be filled with greater glory. What seemed like the end was actually the door to a new beginning. Don't measure my work by how you feel right now. What you are going through doesn't define the depth of what I am building in you. Every part of you is being worked on with intention, not randomly. Do not let comparison steal the peace I have already placed in your spirit. Do not look around, trying to find confirmation of what I am doing inside you. Many processes are personal, private, and hidden for a time until the right moment comes for them to be revealed. Do not worry if others don't understand your journey. I am the one who has laid it out for you. Even if you cannot explain it, I will sustain it. You don't need approval from others. You need discernment, and you are already receiving it. You are already beginning to understand. Even when words seem to fail, this is not the time to stop. Nor is it the time to act out of anxiety. It is the time to stay present, alert, and aware. What I am releasing in your life will be clear, not because you announce it, but because no one will be able to deny it. When you see it, you will remember that all this time has not been wasted. Nothing is happening without purpose. Every movement, every pause, every seeming interruption is part of a plan that hath been carefully drawn out. What you see as chaos or confusion is actually a step in a much larger process. The challenges you struggled to accept are not meaningless hurdles, but tools used with great precision to shape parts of your heart and soul that would otherwise remain hidden. I am not wasting a single detail of your story. I've been guiding a reconfiguration that will lead you to a deeper understanding, not only of your purpose, but also of how I work. A lot of what you learned before served you for a time, but it is no longer enough for what lies ahead. That's why I have started to change your perception. What once felt normal now feels unsettling. What you used to accept without question now sparks discernment in you. This shift is not confusion. It's a sign that your spiritual awareness is expanding. There are truths that only become clear when you stop resisting and begin to surrender, not to defeat, but to my will. Surrender is not weakness. In my kingdom, it is a sign of maturity. It is stopping the fight against what I've allowed and beginning to flow with the work I'm doing. But for this to happen, you must release the need to control every step of your journey, not because you don't care, but because you now understand that wiser hands are guiding it all. When you accept this truth, a space opens within you for peace to take root, a peace that doesn't rely on logic. My will has already been set regarding your situation. You are not waiting for a random answer or a sign that comes by chance. I, the Lord your God, have seen every thought you were too afraid to speak aloud, every tear you hid, even from yourself. I've watched your silence during the long nights, when hope felt distant and your strength seemed to slip away. Don't for a moment think that I've been absent. I've been with you every step, even though your pain clouded your vision and kept you from seeing me clearly. What you thought was abandonment was actually my hand protecting you from what you couldn't yet understand. You need to know this. The pain you have carried in secret has been heard in heaven. That silent cry, the sorrow that followed you while you stayed strong in front of others, has not gone unnoticed or been wasted. It hath been like sweet incense to me. I do not ignore your suffering and what others fail to see. I observe with care. My presence has been closer than you think. Even if you haven't clearly heard my voice, I have been guiding your steps, even when you felt like you were walking in the dark. The peace you seek is not far away, but before you can experience it, you must become aware of your surroundings and what's happening within you. You must be aware before moving forward, before speaking, and before making decisions. The moment you're in is not by accident. There are decisions before you that may feel urgent, but not all urgencies come from me. Many times, the enemy hides haste behind the appearance of necessity, when in fact, it's a trap meant to pull you away from my eternal plan. I didn't call you to rush ahead without direction. I am a God of order, purpose, and clear paths. Before moving forward, I want you to stop, look, discern, and pray not to confuse your emotions with my voice. While your feelings are real, not all of them come from the Spirit. I know you felt restless lately. You sense something you can't explain, like something is about to happen, like you're under watch and you're right. There is a spiritual battle going on around you. It's not your imagination. The weariness you carry, the inner struggle, and the anxiety without a clear cause are signs that the enemy has tried to create confusion in your mind, clouding what I have already declared over you. But today, I am here to remind you of who I am. I am your Creator, your Protector, your eternal guide, and I will not let what I have started in you be lost because of a hasty decision. That's why I ask you not to take this message lightly. It's not just a passing thought or fleeting feeling. It is I, speaking directly to you. I have chosen to intervene powerfully in your life, not only to comfort you but to transform everything. I will make all things new. I will restore what you've lost. What seemed buried will rise again. And I will do it in such a way that those who doubted will see that my hand has always been on you. But to receive what I have prepared, you must awaken your discernment. You need to be aware before moving forward. Don't ignore this call, because it is not just another one. This warning doesn't come with a threat, but with love. It is my mercy that speaks to you. I don't want you to harm yourself by rushing, by not listening, or by relying on your own strength instead of mine. Many people confuse my silence for permission, but today I am breaking that silence and telling you, stop for a moment. Look, listen. Everything you're feeling is not a coincidence. This is an opportunity for you to return to stillness, where I can speak more clearly. In that quiet, I reveal the next step, not in noise, not in the crowd, and not in despair,